how to become a true leader. It's really awesome, and I'm really excited to see all of you who have joined in today, who are listening in, because you are all looking forward to become great leaders. And that's the first step that you are taking as well in the path of leadership to become a true leader. I would like to wish you in advance, congratulate you in advance for your journey forward and becoming a great leader and grooming many other leaders in the process. In 1997, 30 of us, freshers, we had to travel to Belgium, going for training for 3 months, which got extended finally to 5 months. We stayed there, we enjoyed the place, we had a lot of fun, we had a lot of excitement, and everything was very nice. It was a wonderful trip. And training as well we had, okay? It's not that we did not have training, we learned a lot as well during that whole period. After everything was over and we were supposed to return back to India, as usual, you know, the excitement of the 20-year-old, approximately 20-year-old guys and girls getting whatever gifts that you can get for your boyfriend and girlfriends, gifts and stuff. And all this were packed up in our baggages, in our luggages, and some of us had even to sit on it so that the zip can be put on it. Now, we rolled all our luggages to the airport, and as we went inside, we were like so excited that we are getting back to India after so long a time, not seeing our parents, not seeing the friends. The excitement was always there for everyone. We started checking in our luggages, and that time we noticed or we saw our design center manager, who's a Belgian, traveling on the same flight, just that he was going on the business class. Checked in all our baggages, gave it to them, and they weighed all of it. And at that point in time, when they weighed it, the counter staff from Lufthansa, she looked at us and told us, guys, your baggage is way overweight. And they said, you have to pay so much. We didn't know what to do. The boys started telling the girls, you are the ones who put up so much in your bags, and that's why we have this issue. And the girls started blaming the boys. You are the guys who put up so much for your girlfriends, and that's why we have this issue. And the commotion started, and it was going on. At that point in time, our design center manager, Mr. Philip De Neve, came over and asked us, what's happening? What's happening, guys? And we explained to him the scenario. He didn't say much. He just went directly to the counter staff at Lufthansa, looked at that lady in the eye, and negotiated with her, agreed on a price, took out his wallet, and then gave his card for the payment. He did not speak about it again to any of us. He just quietly walked off. We were like, our respect levels to him grew so much, and our gratitude levels as well equally grew for him. That day, we learned one important lesson in our whole life. When someone is in trouble, don't look out for whom you need to blame, but look out for how you can help. And that's very important. We learned several more important lessons in leadership from our design center manager, basically the managing director in Chennai. And at that point in time, whatever we learned, we tried to incorporate it knowingly or unknowingly. One day, he was on the first floor, and when he was walking down the aisle in our office cubicles, he saw a piece of paper, and then he picked it up, looked out for a dustbin and threw it in the dustbin and walked on. He did not wait for anybody from the housekeeping staff to come and do it, neither did he make a ruckus or a complaint about it. What he did, he picked it up and threw it. Even till today, I remember this. Even a few weeks ago, I saw some paper thrown not near the dustbin, but a little bit far away from there. I picked it up and put it inside. The point is, every time I pick up a piece of paper lying on the floor, I remember my old boss for someone to become a leader. If you want to become a leader, what do you need to have? The first thing that you need to have is a set of followers. At least one follower. And it's difficult to get the first follower, but once you get the first follower, then everybody will follow you automatically. How do you get followers then? How can you make somebody to follow you? Politicians in different places, okay, I'm not going to name the place, but politicians pay money to get the crowd and get the followers. But then those are not true followers. True followers are the ones who actually volunteer to follow you. And that's the same thing that we did with our old boss. Even till today, we have a lot of respect for him. And if he's connecting with us, we are quite happy. If I tell you or ask you to do an exercise right now, will you be able to do it now? Some of you have your videos on, some of you don't have it, but I would ask you to now close your eyes, try to recollect who was the best teacher that you had. Recollect who was the best friend that you had. Recollect and let me know who was the best manager that you had. What do you now see in common to all of them? What are the character traits that you can visualize or think of in each one of them? Or what are the common traits that you see in your teacher, the best teacher, your best friend while you're growing up, and your best manager? What are the qualities that you see? The qualities basically are inspiring characters, caring character, compassionate, loving, a shoulder to lean on, a person who will help you, coach you or mentor you. As you have opened your eyes back again, these are all the characters that a leader should possess. In addition to that, a leader should also have a envisioning character. He needs to vision for himself as well as for his team. He needs to have a positive vision as to what he would achieve for his team in the coming days and what the team would achieve together. Many of the people, they have visions written, framed, hanged on the walls and everything, but it's not necessary. Not all visions are like that. Mother Teresa, Mahatma Gandhi ji, Nelson Mandela, all of them had visions, great visions, and a lot of people followed behind those visions as well. But did they hang it? Did they put it, say, this is my vision? They had the vision because they had it and they did it by example. So the first thing that I would require is leading by example is there, but then a character and an integrity. When you want to become a leader, you need to have to walk the talk. The second thing that you would need is confidence. Do you think anybody will follow a person who's not confident, who puts his shoulder down, who's like walking like this, who's not having that sense of confidence emanating out of him? For sure not. But then if that same person has his shoulders high, has his confidence towards vision and says, yes, we can do it, we can achieve it, what happens to them? You will automatically start following, and confidence is very important. I'll quickly give you two small examples or exercise that you can do to improve your confidence. Very, very basic thing. Okay. The first thing is you put your hands, you spread your legs and put your hands like this on your hips and put your chin up. And do this every day at least for 2 minutes. Or if you're sitting on a chair, you can put your hands like this and lean back with your legs a little bit forward. And that raises your confidence level. In fact, they have researched it in Harvard, and they are saying it increases your testosterone by a whopping 28%, and your cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone, reduces by almost 12 to 18%. What is the other thing that a leader should have? I would say the leader should be contagious, not with the COVID virus or the infections, but in fact, he should be contagious with the 3 E's: energy, enthusiasm, and excitement. If he is bubbling with energy, and that's when you love to follow a person who is bubbling with energy, who's enthusiastic, who's excited. And we call him a charismatic leader naturally, and people would like to follow him. The reason? He is excited, he is energetic. And that's something that if we are able to do it as well, on a day-to-day basis, it's not that, oh, when I become a leader, I'll become energetic and enthusiastic and excited. No. Today, start practicing it. Today, behave that. Become that. Have your integrity. Walk your talk. Be excited. Be an inspiration. Have your vision for your own self first of all. And then you can also set up visions for other people. Finally, the most important point is leading from the front. When there is a problem, the leader takes responsibility and is standing in the front. He knows what his team is facing. And if there is a blame that's coming the way, he immediately takes the complete blame on himself. But at the same time, if there is an appreciation coming that way, he just steps a little bit back and gives it entirely to his team. And that is an inspirational leader who takes the blames to himself and all the appreciations to his team. A few months ago, I was talking to one of my mentees, Arjun. He was telling me about his manager, the qualities of his manager. A lot of good qualities which I called out right now were present in him. He was empathetic in listening. He was very compassionate to his people. He was always there for the people. He always understood his team. He had a vision. He was very helpful, very kind. You can name it, and he had it. But then Arjun asked me this question. Many people kept leaving the project and leaving the company as well. Why is that happening? So I analyze this cap and started analyzing the situation by asking him a few more questions. And what I realized and what I responded to him was, though he had so many of these leadership qualities, the one thing that he missed was that whenever the on-site manager was shouting at his team, he did not stand up for his team. If he had stood up for his team, the team would have felt secure and safe. But because he was not standing up, the team was feeling let down, even though there were so many other characters. So standing up for your tribe, standing up for your group or your team is very, very important. If I have to very basically simplify the whole process of leadership and tell you in a very simple way, I would say parenting is the best example for any leadership. Think of what a parent will do for a child. A parent has a vision where the child needs to go, what he needs to do, what he needs to study. The child will not understand a lot of things, but the parent knows where the child needs to go. And the parent he will sacrifice, or he or she will sacrifice whatever they can for the child. And once the children are doing something which is very nice, they will appreciate them. And if they succeed, the parents always look forward for their children to succeed, even become better than them. And when they succeed, they are not jealous. They are very happy, in fact. And that's the same thing a leader should do. A leader should be happy for their tribe, their team. A parent is the one who is having a vision for their children. And if you want to look at a leader, look for a parental attitudes or parent characters. And if you find the traits of a parent for their children, if you find that in a leader, leading a team, for sure he can be, without doubt, say that he is a good leader. A parent always looks forward for the best for their children. To sum it all up, I would say you need IEEE, I for inspiring, E for excitement, energy and enthusiasm. That's the first thing that you need to have. You need to have a vision of what the team or you need to achieve. And that vision is very much required. You need to live a life of example. People should follow you. Remember how Philip De Neve picked up a paper, a rubbish, and threw it in the dustbin without even thinking twice. When we were in trouble in the airport, he came forward, asked us what we want, offered to help us even though we did not ask him. And he never even quoted about it or spoke about this after that. He just paid and went off. Things like that. When you are in a problem, when you are in a situation in your project, do you go ahead finding out who is at fault in the team? Or finger pointing somebody that this guy did this, that guy did this? Let's stop that. And when you stop it, naturally, you tend to become a leader. Next one is you need to stand up for your team. You should be able to stand up and fight for your team. You should be able to intervene if there is some problem which is coming for your team. Last but not the least, you need to be a coach, a mentor, and a person for each and every member of your team, giving them a listening, empathetic ear. If you can take a few minutes every day to introspect and write down where you are today, what did you do today which was best, and what was the worst character that you showed, and how you can improve it tomorrow. Just 2-3 lines every day if you can write about what is the best thing that you did and what's the worst thing that you did for the day. Just note it down and write how you can improve it. Over a period of time, it will feel as if you have not improved, you have not changed, but automatically, subconsciously, things will change with you. You will change naturally. And that's a subconscious power or the subconscious power that you have. What are the simple steps that you can follow to become a leader? The first one is being confident, practicing your power pose, either this or this, whichever pose that you would like to practice, go ahead and practice. Just 2 minutes every day, that will help you. The second is walking the talk. Whatever you say to others, just do it. Whatever you tell that you're doing, do it as well. Go ahead and see if there is a methodology or a way in which you can go and serve others, help others. Be a servant leader, and that's when your ego will basically come down. If you look at any leader, their ego levels are very, very low. And that's very important. Be a person who will be able to listen to other people. Listening is one of the key important lessons as well. And listening with empathy is the most important fact in that. Just asking how are you and then just walking away doesn't help. And when they tell you they are not doing well, asking them questions, what happened? Not the formality sake question, but be there to ask, to empathize with the person, to listen with an empathetic ear, and that's quite important for you. You should be able to appreciate and celebrate your team and the success of your team. And whenever there is a blame which is coming, take it up. Just someday people will understand. It's not necessary that you have to teach your team that they don't commit the same mistake again. But it does not mean that you need to take the blame and pass it on to the team. Whenever appreciations come your way, pass it on to the team. But blames, take it up. The last but not the least is your vision for yourself. And when you have that for yourself and for your team, naturally, you will have a group of followers following you. It's up to you, I would say, to start practicing this every single day at home and at work. At home if you are a parent, and in office as a person who is a leader. Not necessarily that you need to be a team leader or a project manager or a program manager or a director or whichever executive level that you are in. It's not necessary that you need to be at that position only then you start being a leader. No. Even a normal human being can be a leader. every individual person. Does not belong to the power or the position. It is belonging to you and me, because if we tend to help others, automatically things will work out. Hope we can all work out together to create a new generation of leaders who would motivate, lead, and build better leaders around the world. Thank you so much.